Well, I thought it was a heck of an entertaining game. I was really pleased with our first inning. I couldn't have gone any better. We practiced a lot this week on just putting pressure on them, being short to the ball, trying to eliminate the strikeouts, and put pressure on them like all game long. And the first inning was terrific, and Briski did the rest. She was terrific today, and defense, Jenny Young made a hell of a play. Gold glove second baseman, so make sure you guys all write that. Just in a great crowd.
Questions, Katie?
For Marlie, and I guess for her, Belmont script was just saying the first inning, maybe there's something that I was doing was kind of keeping the pitches to y'all, and then she adjusted. Did y'all feel that way, or was it just kind of some of the scouting y'all had done this week and were prepared the first?
Yeah, I just think that our coaches did a really good job of having a plan for us and a way to approach her. And, I mean, she's an amazing pitcher in her own, so all credit to her and all credit to their team because it's a really gritty, really good team on their side. And we just kind of trusted our plan, trusted our process. I know me personally, I came away from my plan after the first at-bat and kind of got lost in her trance, you could say. She struck me out one. Probably Murph Dog wasn't too happy about that one. But just kind of being able to stick to what we've practiced and stick to our plan and just letting ourselves control the at-bat instead of her.
Amelia?
Marlie, I was talking about yesterday about how you've been setting the tone on the field and then also off the field as well. When you're at the plate, what's going through your mind heading into this postseason, and then how are you translating that into helping like freshman Caitlin yesterday?
Yeah, just trusting everything that we've done. This has been a long season, and we've made a lot of memories and been able to build a lot of relationships. And so I think that all of our success on the field just starts off the field, and we're all just love each other so much and able to be just as good as friends with the freshmen as I am with my fellow seniors. So being able to go out there, trusting them, and no matter who's on the mound, whether it's Joss or whether it's Kate or whoever's in the field, like we trust each other because we know how hard we work off the field and we know how hard we work at practice. So yeah.
Chase?
Jocelyn just talked about today, 7 strikeouts through 7, 1 hit. What is it like in the circle to have Marlie and just the performance you had today?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome when your team puts up 3 runs in the first inning. It takes a lot of pressure, off you when you're on the mound. Pretty sure any pitcher will tell you that. I was just kind of able to go out there and throw strikes, making them put the ball in play and trust my defense. We had some great plays out there, and Marlie, she's really good at calming me down out there and everything. And it was just a really fun game today, and I'm proud of the team.
Johnny?
Jocelyn, cruising 6 innings. I think you have 1 hit, almost about to throw a complete game no-hitter, and then all of a sudden the tying run comes to the plate, runners on second and third with an out. What's going through your mind at that point, and are you just trying to make sure that you don't make a bad pitch once swing of the bat to tie game?
Yeah, I think not necessarily worried about making a bad pitch, but making sure I throw strikes. Don't want to keep allowing the free passes because when you just let people on base, I mean, they started that inning with a leadoff walk, and so just making sure that I threw strikes, and thankfully both batters swung at the first 2 pitches, so that was just kind of the main goal, to pump the zone, not get behind in the count.
Matt?
Jocelyn, you were recently named SEC Pitcher of the Year. What does it mean to you to be able to represent not just Alabama, but the SEC and NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it truly is such a great honor, and just props to my teammates and my coaches for never giving up on me and believing in me because they could have it could have gone so many different ways this year, and I just had their full belief in me, and it just helps me be a good pitcher out there. And I think having Vic and Caitlin in the bullpen too, and just having them around really helped propel me into a better leader out there and a better person out there.
Tommy?
Yeah, we're kind of halfway through day 2 in the SEC. Is undefeated, I believe, and either leading or tied in every game underway right now. How does that help you guys, Marlie especially, and Patrick, when you face a really good pitcher, the grinder that you've gone through in your own conference?
Yeah, it's huge because, at the SEC tournament, I said this before, but the 3 teams we faced were all in the top 5 of the RPI for the first time ever. A team had to do that. And the last pitcher was the national championship last year, Miss Teagan from Texas. And I try to look at almost every pitch to see how fast it was, to see if she's thrown any changeups. And she was consistently 70, 71 in Lexington. And I think today was consistently 67, 65, 63, 62, different pitches. But when you see 70 and then you see 67, they're kind of used to that.
Can Marlie comment on that? They're just seeing good pitches all year.
Yeah, for sure. SEC is just a league of its own, especially pitching wise. You can look at every single team, and they all have at least one elite pitcher that we all have to plan for and have to scout for. So I think that gives us an advantage just because we've planned before and we've prepped before, but also our coaches, like, they're used to being able to do that. And I think, again, like, our coaches being able to help us for today, being prepared and being ready to attack Maya.
Trev.
We're all watching it, thinking about a no-hitter starting the fourth or fifth inning. I'm curious from your perspective and coach's perspective, when do you start thinking about it? How much are you thinking about it as it's actively going on?
Yeah, I knew it was going on, but again, the whole goal that I go out there every game is just try to keep the team in the game as long as possible. And again, that helps when your team scores 3 runs in the first inning. You know, there's a little bit more room, a little bit able to kind of relax a little bit more out there. But even though they got 1 hit, you know, the goal is still to win the game. And so that was, no matter what happened, they scored a run even as well, just trying to win the game.
For Jocelyn, I guess kind of you had those 5 innings, like 3 up, 3 down, and then you had like right in the 6th it got broken a little bit, and like kind of what does that mental process kind of going through your head to keep your cool, finish out, and then Murph, I guess how does that like kind of speak to your faith that she'll pull that out and that you have that belief in your team?
Yeah, I think something that I've kind of been able to fall back on a lot this year is just throwing strikes and pounding the zone, and just really trying to take my time and make sure that I don't give up any free passes, because we take a lot of pride in no back-to-backs as well. So, okay, she got the hit. Well, the next batter is going to have to earn her spot on base. No errors, no free passes, no hits. And so really just kind of trying to breathe and make sure that I attack the zone.
Yeah, and she's done it all year long against, you know, a bunch of really good teams. So she's shown that she can come back, she can stay the course. Whatever happens, she's fine.
Katie.
You talked about in the in-game interview with TV, like one of the advantages in the postseason is rest. Your pitchers yesterday, I think Caitlin threw 77 versus 72 today. Just what can you say about their efficiency, and then what kind of advantages that has?
That's really good. I didn't even know that. Katie, you always come up with a good one.
Pitch outs, which helped.
Wow, yeah. I mean, just the rest part of it. I don't think you can go into the postseason tired as can be. Any sport, it doesn't matter. And there's an opportunity, if we can give them 2 days off, I'm going to give them 2 days off, you know, instead of just pounding them. And, you know, now there's no school. And there's no way that I would practice 5-6 hours a day, not in May, you know, after they just played, you know, 56 games regular season. They took finals. You know, there's no way they would not perform the way they performed if I overdid it. And it's just, I think it's something that it works for us.
Anyone else? Chase.
Marlie, as a seniors team leader, what is your message to your teammates right now? You keep on and should continue this for the next game.
Yeah, just don't make the moment too big. We've prepared for this, we've planned for this, and at end all be all, if we say we don't end up how we want, we still have friendship and have a love for one another that is unbeatable, and that is our foundation as a team, and that they all know that, and so I don't really have to tell them that. But especially with this one over here, he pretty much that's, you know, our program, and that's Alabama for you. So yeah.
Anyone else? Thank you, Coach. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you guys.
See you tomorrow.
Right, don't trip.
I know.